Hi, my name is Alec Cottrell, and I'm doing my Second Chances video for Mr. Counts. So there are so many different lessons to learn from the story of Chuck Gallagher told in Second Chances. However, one stands out the most to me, and it is explained in this quote. How many of us live some form of illusion in order to avoid dealing with the pain of who we are or the emotional issues that have long ago been stuffed away, hidden deeply from view? And so in this quote, it really defines who so many people are, that we run from our past because it is too painful to relive and to explore, or it's just something that we don't want to be associated with. So we spend the rest of our lives creating the identity of someone who we like or want to be associated with. I am so guilty of this. I was adopted many years ago, and I've always felt like being adopted made me like a second-class citizen. And I always have pursued trying to compete with my siblings who are biological siblings, and always try to compete for who's the best or who's the greatest. And I always created an identity that I wasn't adopted and that I'm just like everyone else, and I have the right things, I have the right clothes, the right car, whatever it might be, that makes me fit in just like everyone else. And for so long I did that, and ultimately it failed because I hit rock bottom, because it is just so draining being someone who you weren't really created to be. And so Chuck Gallagher also did this, and it is so evident in him, in his pursuit of money. You can see that he did everything to make him look like he had enough money. He had the biggest house on the block, he had the best cars, and when money was tight, he ended up stealing from other people in order to keep that appearance that money was abundant and he had everything that he needed. And so, in another quote, Gallagher says this: "For so long in my life, my identity was defined by my career. Now I had no career, and my identity, well, I had no idea." So he spent so long creating this identity that he had everything. And I don't know what happened in his past. I don't know what kind of childhood he had, but something ingrained in him the need and the want for money. And when there was an abundance of money, then life was good, and it was just fine, and everyone looked up to him. And so many of us, and so many people when they're 40, they're 60, or even 80, hit rock bottom like Gallagher did. He ended up going to jail for what he did, and he had to repay back everything that he stole. But he got up back on his feet, and he was able to build back his identity and his career and who he really was. And he wrote this book to help other people not fall into the trap that he did. But so many people, when they're 80 or 60, realize that everything that they ever spent their life doing was ultimately for nothing, and that whatever they did was for no reason and amounted to nothing. And so I was lucky enough to hit rock bottom several years ago and realize that my identity isn't what really other people think, or how I appear in other people's eyes, but what my identity in Christ really is. And for the last several years, I've been pursuing Him and healing from my past, from being abused, from the baggage of being adopted, which actually is a wonderful and marvelous thing, and I am so grateful that I have that privilege of being adopted into a very loving, Christ-centered home. And so Gallagher, I felt like, really wanted other people to realize that their past isn't a negative. It might be dark, it might be hard, but we must learn from our mistakes, from our past, and our experiences in our past, so that we don't continue making the same mistakes and harming other people throughout our lives. And so I think it is so foundational for our careers as young people to learn this lesson. Chuck learned it so many years I think it was 30 when all this came to light, and I think it's awesome that he wrote this book to help other people. And so this is what I'm taking away from the book. It was a wonderful encouragement that I'm not alone in this boat of running from our identity and hitting rock bottom. So I encourage you to, if you are running from your past, to search out your past and learn the mistakes from your past. It might be hard, and it might be harmful and hurt really bad, but it would be so rewarding not living and carrying that baggage around and harming other people that you love. So this is what I took away from this book, and I hope you took some wonderful lessons. It probably is very different from what I learned, but I hope this helps you in sharing what I learned. So thank you.